Okay, how you doing, YouTube? Hey, I just want to go real quick. I know I haven't seen you in a while. I've been busy, and I apologize, but you know, I'm sorry, but I've been busy, and some family stuff like that. So anyway, what I got here is I got a model 188 topper from H&R, Harrington and Richardson. What it is, he's complaining that it doesn't fire. So what I want to do is I'm gonna take this apart for you, and we're gonna go what's wrong with it. I don't know. I do know that it doesn't hit the firing pin, so there's something wrong inside here. It could be a spring. It could be a lot of things. So let's get started. We're gonna punch out these little holes right here. These pins. Have a good time doing that. Notice I'm not using a claw hammer. And you can just knock these out. You can just knock these out. Your trigger. You see your thing there, and all this stuff should come out. Having a good time here so far. The block. I'm just trying to remove all the pins from the other side here also, so all this stuff comes out. See, now there's a piece right there. And there's a piece right there. I don't know what that goes to yet, but we're gonna pound this out here. And I got a feeling now you notice I put my finger over this because it's usually sprung, it's usually got a spring in it right there. Usually. This seems not to be working. Okay, we have to get empty pliers here and pull that out, and you see the spring right there on your firing pin. This is your firing pin right here. The spring over it. Sometimes they come flying out of here, but I think right here is the culprit. We found it. There's a piece in here. Right there, and you can see there's the spring, the hammer spring, is all tore up and broken. So that's the problem. So I'm gonna make me a new one of these and put it back together. And what I'll do for the customer is I'll oil some of this down and clean it up for them, and won't charge them for that. But and there's another piece in here too, but I think that goes to the thing here. So we'll look at that. We'll look at the sear and how that connects. The trigger. See how this goes? The hammer like this, and the trigger's like this. It comes back and holds like that. So when you pull the trigger, this thing goes forward. I don't know if I'm in the fan like this, and it goes forward. That's how that works. But that's your culprit right there. Spring broken, the hammer spring. So I'll make one of these, get them back in service. It's an old gun. It's not bad. It's a Topper 188. I said I'm gonna clean this up for them a little bit. They're still it's kind of tacky. So we're gonna do that. This is your locking block. Comes back here. Locks that. It's your ejector. But that's your culprit right there, a little spring. So we'll fix that. We'll get them going. And I want to thank you a lot and appreciate it. Remember, I didn't use a claw hammer. I used this little bitty hammer and tapped it. I moved a lot of metal and stuff with this. I think it went over the hammer before. I'm not sure. Just remember, get your pins out. Let it all come out and wonder, well, how does it go back in? Actually, I've done plenty of these, so getting it back together is no big deal. When you do it and you start with your trigger and stuff like that, you're probably going to need a slave pin, by the way, for the trigger and all that stuff. There's a spring for that, but this is your hammer spring. But that's the culprit. It didn't have enough energy to let the firing pin go off because it's broken, and that's what it was. So yeah, let's fix this up to him, and that way he can get out there and do some bird shooting. Other than that, you take care and God bless.